God says, "The witch wants you to skip this, because if you do, not even God will be able to stop her from stealing everything you have. Even your beauty." Archangel Michael says, "Please, beloved. I'm not joking. Open this within 3 minutes, and I promise, her identity will be exposed, and she will beg for mercy. Open it now before it's too late. This is your final warning. Something sacred is under attack. And the enemy is not who you think. It is not always the one with the loud voice or the obvious jealousy. Sometimes, it's the one who smiles sweetly at you, blesses your path in public, and whispers your destruction in secret. The witch is close. Closer than you know. She doesn't want you to see this. Because once you see, you will never unsee. Once you hear this truth, you will be armored in God's fire. And she will burn in the exposure. God has waited long enough. Archangel Michael has fought silently by your side even as you slept. But now is different. The battle has reached its final hour. This is the 11th hour, and there are only minutes left before something irreversible happens unless you obey heaven's instruction. Beloved child, the witch disguised herself in love. She learned your secrets. She touched your hair. She asked questions about your childhood. She cried with you. But in her silence, she was crafting a mirror. A false one. One that steals your image, your blessings, your divine identity. The moment she found out what you carry, she decided she would take it. Not earn it. Not build her own. No. She decided she would hijack your inheritance. This is why your light has been flickering. This is why your energy feels drained no matter how much you sleep. This is why you sometimes stare blankly and forget what day it is. Your spirit has been under psychic siege. But not anymore. Because God says enough. The witch used to be afraid of you. But then she found your weakness, your kindness, your desire to forgive, your holy heart. She whispered to herself, "She's too good. She won't fight back. She won't see me coming." But Michael did. And now Michael is roaring. He is not calm. He is not silent. He is not soft-spoken. He is slamming his sword down and shaking the heavens for your justice. Michael says, "Beloved, I warned you before. I gave you signs. I showed you in dreams. But you ignored them. You woke up shaken, but then went back to her. You told her your plans. You let her into your vision. And now, she's carrying your blessing in her bag. It's not hers. It's yours. And if you don't claim it back right now, you might lose it forever. The witch wants to wear your skin. She is rehearsing your laugh. She is copying your words. She is mimicking your prayers. She's pretending to be the one God chose. But she was never the chosen one. She was the thief, the serpent. And she thinks God can't see her because she's hidden behind layers of friendship, of family, of "I love you." But love is not blind to betrayal. God sees it all. He saw what she did with your photo. He saw what she said when she thought no one was listening. He saw her sit with others in darkness and say, "If I can just get her out of the way, everything will be mine." And they agreed. They clapped. They laughed. They raised their cups. But their celebration is premature. Because heaven is not silent anymore. Archangel Michael is here. He has unsheathed his flaming sword. And he is standing at the gate of your destiny. He's not asking for your perfection. He's asking for your attention. You don't have to fight alone. But you must stop ignoring the divine alarms. Do you remember that day you felt like something touched your back, but no one was there? That was Michael, trying to warn you. And the night you woke up gasping, heart racing, with the sense that someone was standing at the foot of your bed? That was the spiritual presence of the witch trying to plant fear. But Michael shielded you. He drew his wings around you and whispered, "Not today." Still, you went back to her. You shared your victory news. You showed her your joy. And she smiled and said, "I'm so proud of you." But she walked away and said, "Let's see how long it lasts." Beloved, that was the moment she began the ritual. She wasn't lighting candles to bless you. She was burning them to confuse you. That's when your phone started glitching. That's when the money got delayed. That's when the job you deserved passed you by. That's when your reflection in the mirror started to feel unfamiliar. Michael is crying out now. Not because he's afraid, but because time is nearly gone. And he doesn't want you to suffer another minute in spiritual blindness. You were not made to be the victim. You were made to rise, to lead, to inherit. But you must believe what heaven is showing you. The witch wants you to skip this message because she cast a veil. A curse of forgetfulness. So you would forget who you are. Forget your fire. Forget your calling. And just like that, you'd hand her your keys. But not anymore. This message breaks the veil. This message reveals the secret. This message puts her face into the light, and once exposed, she cannot return to darkness. God says, "I am the Lord who sees all." I allowed her to reveal herself fully before I moved, so that when I strike, no one will say I was unfair. I waited because I am just. But now, my justice will roar like a lion. Her time is up. Michael says, you don't need to scream. You don't need to curse. You just need to stand in your light. I will do the fighting. But you must believe. Open your mouth and pray. Call on me by name. Say, Archangel Michael, strike her network. Sever her cords. Shield my name. Return what is mine. And I will do it. The moment you say those words, you will feel it. The shift. The lightning in your chest. The holy heat in your palms. The trembling in your voice that feels like something ancient waking up inside you. That's your spiritual DNA activating. That's your angelic inheritance stepping forward. Because you, beloved, are not ordinary. That's why she wants to be you. That's why she wants to steal your beauty. Because your beauty is not just physical, it is ancestral. It is divine. It is encoded with prophetic authority. You walk into rooms and shift the air. That's why some people get irritated when you arrive. It's not your fault. It's your light. But now is not the time to dim it. Now is the time to burn brighter than ever before. Michael says, if only you could see what he has seen, if only you could hear the words as he heard them, feel the betrayal as he felt it, you would understand why his spirit has been crying out for you louder than ever before. Heaven has recorded what this person said about you, and it is no small accusation. It is not just gossip. It is not just jealousy. It is deep, calculated damage, spoken from the lips of someone who pretended to care. And now, they are trying to smile again, to carry on like nothing happened, to stand in your presence and say words that sound like friendship, concern, or affection. But my child, I do not look at faces. I look at hearts. And their heart was exposed before me the moment they spoke those words. They didn't whisper it once, they repeated it. They told more than one person. They twisted the truth about you into something poisonous, hoping it would ruin the way others see you forever. They never imagined that heaven would hear it. They never imagined that I, the Lord, would intervene. But I am not a God who watches injustice silently. I did not create you to walk around unaware while people build traps around your name. I did not form you in the secret place, crown you with divine authority, and set you apart for your destiny just to let someone speak you out of your purpose. This is why I allowed Michael to hear it, and why I allowed him to weep, because you needed to know that heaven took this seriously, even if you did not at first. Do not let guilt flood you now for the times you ignored Michael's voice. You are still reading this because grace is still flowing. But grace must now meet truth. You cannot unknow this. You cannot go back to ignorance. You must open your eyes fully. You must confront what has been done in the spirit before it manifests fully in the natural. If you don't, They will succeed in something much worse than you know, because this confession was not only about what they said, but about what they planned to do. Michael stood beside me when I revealed it. He watched as the scroll unrolled with your name written on the top in heavenly ink, and below it, their words, the cruel, precise words that tried to reshape your identity into a lie. Michael clenched his fists. He said, "Why would they do this to someone who has been so kind? Why would they destroy someone you appointed?" I answered him with pain in my own voice. I said, "Because darkness hates light. Because broken souls would rather wound others than face their own shadows. But I will not let this continue." That is when I sent him to you with urgency. That is why he has been speaking through messages, dreams, divine interruptions, because your soul needs this truth more than your mind can comprehend. I saw when you were younger, how often you gave this person second chances. I saw how you excused things they did that hurt you. I watched as you forgave them quietly, even when they didn't apologize. You did it out of love, out of loyalty, out of the hope that one day they would change. But what they confessed recently is not just proof they haven't changed, it's proof they've grown darker in their intentions. The words they spoke were not casual. They accused your character. They said things that, if believed, would turn good people against you. They made you look like the enemy in a story where you were the one who loved the most. And here's what they don't know, that very confession they made has become the weapon that will turn against them. Not because you will fight with your hands or your mouth, but because I, the Lord, have taken it personally. I have written it in the heavenly records. I have summoned angelic witnesses. And I have declared that what was done to you in secret will now be reversed in public. This is why I needed you to open this. This is why Michael's voice was shaking when he tried again to reach you. Because time is short, and what you do next determines the next chapter of your destiny. You are standing at the edge of something major. There is a breakthrough that has been circling you, looking for an open space to land. But as long as the lies spoken about you remain active in the spiritual realm, they keep interfering with that breakthrough's descent. Your name carries vibration, and when it's spoken with falsehood, it creates clouds around your blessings. But the moment you receive this truth and allow me to purify what was polluted, those clouds will break, and what has been held back will pour freely. I want to show you something else. While this person was speaking against you, someone else was listening, someone unexpected. And what they heard changed how they now look at you. You felt it in their behavior. They've become colder, less responsive. They stopped trusting you, and you didn't know why. This is why. The confession reached them too. They didn't come to you directly because they weren't sure if it was true, but they've already allowed the lie to taint their vision. This is why Michael's tears turned to fire, because what was once a close bond is now being corrupted from the inside out. But I will not let this go on. I am sending justice, clarity, and exposure. I am removing the fog they created around you. And more than that, I am bringing vindication. That word may sound soft to human ears, but in my world, vindication is thunder. Vindication is the sound of heaven roaring, "This one belongs to me, and you will not harm them again." I am placing my seal back upon your reputation. I am touching the minds of those who believe the lie and making them restless until they come to you for the truth. And you, my child, you will speak with dignity, not revenge. You will speak with light in your voice, not bitterness. Because the truth has power that lies can never cancel. Now, listen carefully. This person who confessed is planning another conversation soon. They do not know that their time is up. They think they still have the upper hand. But I am shifting the ground beneath their feet. I am going to let them speak again, but this time, I will let someone record it. Someone who will bring it straight to you. And when you hear it, everything will click. Michael will be there when it happens. He has already positioned himself next to the person who will hear it, to ensure nothing is missed. This is how much I care for you. I want you to begin preparing your spirit. Because when this truth lands, your first instinct may be to shut down, to retreat, to say, "How could I have been so blind?" Don't go there. This is not about shame. This is about elevation. The exposure is your permission slip to let go completely. To stop hoping that maybe they'll change. To stop sacrificing your peace for the sake of keeping someone who is no longer aligned with your future. Michael is not crying because you're weak. He is crying because your heart is so pure, so forgiving, so full of love, that he knows this will hurt you more deeply than most. But he is also crying because he knows the other side of it. He knows that after this storm, you will rise like fire, with clarity and strength that nothing will ever break again. You are about to become unshakable. But first, you must face what was said. Let this message wash over you. Let my voice sink into the corners of your being where doubt still lives. You were not wrong for loving them. But you will be wrong if you continue to blind yourself now that I have shown you the truth. My child, the confession was real. The pain is real. But so is your destiny. And it is greater than anything they tried to sabotage. God says, "You have no idea how many nights Archangel Michael stood near your bed, weeping in silence while watching you sleep, knowing what had been said about you, knowing what had been planned behind your back, yet unable to force you to see what he was showing you." He honored your free will, even while his heart ached. His sword has been ready. The angels have been in formation. The records are already in place. But the one thing still hanging in the balance was your attention. Would you open? Would you stop everything for just one moment and hear? Would you stop ignoring the divine urge, the tug on your soul that tells you this is more than just words, this is your divine intervention? The person who confessed about you didn't confess out of guilt. No. It was fear. They were afraid that someone would find out what they did. They feared exposure more than they feared hurting you. So they tried to take control of the narrative. They went to someone and confessed, but not to seek forgiveness. They confess to shape the story in a way that makes them look like the victim and you the one to blame. My child, I saw every word. I heard it. Heaven recorded it. And Michael's tears grew heavier with every syllable that left their lips. They mentioned your name over and over. Not with love. Not with concern. But with strategy. They twisted stories. They added lies. They exaggerated your flaws. They painted you as someone you are not. All because they knew that you were getting closer to your breakthrough. They felt it. The shift. The light around you growing stronger. And they panicked. They thought, if I don't do something now, everyone will see who they really are and who I really am. So they confessed. Not to me. But to a human they thought they could control. That person who heard their confession? They are not innocent either. They pretended to listen. Pretended to comfort. But inside, they were smiling. Because now they had ammunition. Now they had something they could use to influence how others view you. That conversation between them is one of the most dangerous things in your current spiritual atmosphere. Not because it's true, but because it was spoken with such intention that it carried power. But don't fear. I, the Lord, have broken the curse of those words. I, the Lord, have reversed the effects. But you need to know it happened. You need to understand why Michael is crying so hard. Why he is pacing in the spiritual realm. Why he has not slept, because angels don't sleep when their assigned ones are in danger. He has been assigned to protect you, and he has kept the attacks away as much as you allowed. But when you skip his messages, when you ignore the burning in your heart to pay attention, when you brush off the signs and the nudges, it weakens the shield. And right now, you need that shield strong, because the storm of exposure has already begun. The person who confessed about you is starting to sense that the truth is creeping up behind them. They feel nervous. Their words are shaky. Their actions are inconsistent. They are acting paranoid. Because something in them knows that their lie cannot stay hidden forever. And it won't. Because I have already commanded the truth to come forward. But I will not let it reach you as an explosion. I am letting it come to you now, gently, through this divine message, so that your heart can be prepared, so that you are not broken by what you hear, but made stronger. They talked about things you shared in confidence. things you never thought they would repeat. But they did. And not only did they share them, they added to them. They said things about you that never happened. They described you as someone reckless, someone manipulative, someone unstable. But my child, I see your heart. I know you. And I will not let those words define you. I will not let them win. But you need to stand up now. No more skipping. No more postponing. No more saying, I'll deal with it later. The time is now. Michael is holding the heavenly report. It is longer than you think. It's not just one conversation. It's months, maybe even years, of small comments, hidden attacks, whispered lies, planted doubts. And while you were loving them, they were building a false version of you in the minds of others. They were drawing a picture of you that was meant to isolate you, meant to make others walk away without ever asking you your side. And for a time, it worked. You lost people. You felt alone. You thought it was your fault. But it wasn't. It was theirs. And now God is exposing it. Your name is glowing in the spirit realm. Not with shame, but with light. Heaven has issued a restoration order over your life. Michael is delivering the papers. But first, this confession must be known. And here is what they said: I only did it because I didn't want them to succeed without me. I couldn't let them be the one who gets ahead while I'm stuck. I thought if I twisted a few things, no one would notice. I didn't mean for it to go so far. I didn't think they'd get hurt. But now I don't know how to undo it. So I'm just going to stay silent. My child, did you see it? They admitted their motive. Jealousy. Insecurity. A need to control the narrative. Not love. Not loyalty. Not care. And yet, you kept giving them your trust. You kept defending them. You kept telling yourself they wouldn't do that to you. But they did. And now Michael is screaming in the heavens, trying to get you to open your eyes. Because if you keep trusting them after this, the damage they will do in the next season of your life will be far worse. This warning is not for your past, it's for your future. There is still time to turn. Still time to distance yourself. Still time to pray for wisdom. Still time to break the tie. But not much. Because this person is planning their next move. They are watching to see if their confession leaked. They are trying to figure out who knows. And the moment they suspect you're aware, they'll shift. They'll try to guilt you. They'll say you misunderstood. They'll cry. They'll play the victim. But you will know the truth. You'll feel it in your spirit. That moment when they look at you and something inside you says, this is not love. This is fear. This is damage control. Michael will stand beside you in that moment. You won't be alone. You'll have the full backing of heaven. You'll have the clarity you've been begging me for. You'll see things with new eyes. The lies will fall apart like sand. The manipulation will dissolve. And you will rise. Stronger. Wiser. Purer. And surrounded by people who see the real you. You have a divine assignment, and nothing, no confession, no betrayal, no lie, will stop it. But you must not ignore this message. You must not skip this truth. The person who confessed is hoping you never find out. But God is making sure you do. Not to shame them, but to protect you. Because you matter to me. Because your calling is greater than your pain. Because Michael has wept for too long and fought too hard for you to ignore him now. This is your moment. This is the hour heaven opens the file. This is the season where the lies are burned in the fire of truth, and your name is lifted back to where it belongs, in honor, in purity, in divine favor. Walk forward now, my child. And never look back if you believe in God. Type Amen. God says, listen to me now, and do not turn your face away. This is not a message you stumbled upon by accident. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for, the moment your soul has been nudging you toward for days, weeks, even years. There is a storm that has been rising against you in secret, planned not by human hands, but by forces that have long been watching you, dark forces, ancient and jealous, orchestrated by a woman who knows exactly who you are, and what you carry. She has hidden herself behind smiles, behind politeness, behind seemingly innocent gestures, but I, the Lord your God, have seen her true form. I have heard the curses she whispered into the night. I have seen the rituals, the offerings, the agreements she made with powers that do not belong to the light. You, my child, were never meant to be bound by her chains. You were never meant to live a life marked by delay, sadness, confusion, and stolen opportunities. The strange fog that has surrounded your life, the heaviness, the sudden changes in people's behavior toward you, the love that runs cold without reason, the blessings that vanish just before they arrive, that was her doing. But her power is not greater than mine. Still, you must act. Because there is a window, and it is closing. Archangel Michael himself has descended into your atmosphere, drawing his sword, and he speaks now, not gently, but urgently, because this is not the time to be passive. Michael says this which has disguised herself in many forms. Sometimes, she moves through people you trust. Sometimes, she pretends to be a friend. Sometimes, she comes through dreams to observe what God is planting in your sleep. She is not stronger than you, but she has relied on one thing: your silence. Your fear. Your hesitation. Your tendency to doubt the voice of God even when it roars in your spirit. She is counting on you skipping this message. Because she knows the moment you open your eyes and awaken to this truth, her power is broken. I, the Lord your God, will not allow her to destroy you, but I will not force you to listen either. You have free will. I gave it to you. I placed my Spirit in you and gave you access to divine revelation, but the choice is always yours. Today, this is your choice: ignore the warning, and the darkness will advance deeper. Or step into the light now, and watch her beg for mercy as my hand removes every veil from her face. You will know her name. You will feel the sting of betrayal. But you will also be free. Entirely free. You have exactly 3 minutes to act. That does not mean something will fall from the sky in 3 minutes. No, what it means is this: your obedience must be immediate. Your spirit must respond before your mind has time to reason it away. Because this is not a matter for your intellect, this is a matter for your soul. You know something has been off. You have felt it. You have felt watched. You have felt drained for no reason. You've had sudden anxiety, dread, a heaviness that couldn't be explained by anything around you. Those were not just feelings, they were spiritual signals. Warnings. Invitations to pray. But the moment you delayed, she advanced. Now heaven has said, enough. Heaven is not waiting anymore. Your name has been declared in the courts of heaven. The angels have spoken it aloud and placed it on divine scrolls. You are protected. You are chosen. But you must stand under that protection intentionally. No more entertaining what drains you. No more playing innocent with people you know mean you harm. No more welcoming the witch into your space, into your mind, into your sacred inner world. She has no right to your energy. She has no right to your gifts. She has no right to what God has anointed you to carry. Archangel Michael says, she fears only one thing: exposure. She can operate in secret, but she cannot stand in the light. And now the light is coming. The fire of heaven is descending into your life. It will be uncomfortable at first. It will shake the things that are fake. It will break the relationships that are rooted in deceit. But it will also unlock everything that's been delayed. You will begin to notice the shift quickly. Blessings that were stuck will begin to flow, and people you didn't even know existed will be moved to help you. Because once the blockage is removed, the river of favor runs freely. You may be asking, why would anyone do this to me? Why would someone go to such lengths to harm me, to sabotage me, to curse me? The answer is simple: because of who you are. Because of what you carry. Because of the light in you that she could never replicate. Because of the destiny tied to your name that she could never destroy. She saw it in you before you saw it in yourself. That's why she struck early. That's why she tried to confuse you. That's why she tried to pull you into drama, chaos, or meaningless distractions. She wanted to poison your focus so you would never see what God was trying to show you. But God says, I have preserved you even through the worst of her attacks. You didn't die. You didn't lose your mind. You didn't surrender. You didn't collapse. You may have cried. You may have fallen. You may have wandered, but you are still here. And that means there's still time. That means your story isn't over. That means I'm not done with you. That means this message is your sign that the war she started is already lost. I have declared you victorious, but I need you to agree with me. I need you to stop agreeing with her lies. I need you to stop speaking curses over yourself that she whispered into your ears while you slept. Wake up, child. Wake up now. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not broken. You are not unattractive. You are not too late. You are not weak. You are not alone. These are all lies she planted in your heart, hoping you'd repeat them often enough that they'd grow roots. But today, I yank them out by force. I pull them from the garden of your mind. I plant truth there instead. You are radiant. You are powerful. You are mine. You are blessed. You are protected. You are chosen for something eternal. She wanted your beauty, and not just the physical kind. She wanted your glow. Your inner light. The light you didn't even know you had. The kind of beauty that can't be painted or purchased, because it comes from me. That light made her envious. That light made her desperate. But now, that light is going to blind her, because it's about to increase. The more you step into truth, the more you honor the divine voice inside you, the more radiant you will become. And she will no longer be able to even look at you without recoiling. I say this to you now, as your father and as your deliverer, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. This is your inheritance. This is your divine right. This is what I sealed over your life when I placed my hand upon you. Don't be afraid to confront this truth. Don't be afraid to see what has been hidden. Because once you see it, you are no longer bound by it. Archangel Michael is not just speaking to you. He is fighting for you. He has already begun the battle. Even now, as you read these words, she is trembling. Her candles are going out. Her chants are failing. Her mirrors are cracking. Her allies are turning on her. Because when heaven intervenes, hell loses its grip. And you, my child, are about to witness what it means when I say, vengeance is mine, I will repay. I'm not just exposing her, I'm restoring you. I'm not just removing her, I'm elevating you. I'm not just breaking the chains, I'm handing you the keys to rooms you never thought you'd enter. You will begin to remember dreams you forgot. You will start receiving messages in visions and signs that seem small but are huge confirmations. People will call you unexpectedly, offering help or opportunity. Jobs, money, love, peace, these things are not being delayed anymore. Because the curse has been shattered. The energy of confusion, darkness, and backwardness has been reversed. The clock is not working against you anymore. It's working for you. Time is bending to serve your destiny. Because you've chosen to believe. Because you didn't skip this message. Because you listened. Now breathe. Be still. The battle is turning. The witch has lost her hold. You are stepping into a different realm. And this is not temporary. This is permanent. Everything she did in secret has now become her undoing. Every trap she set has become her prison. Every lie she told has exposed her. And now, she will have no choice but to bow. She will have no choice but to watch as the glory of God surrounds you like a fire she cannot touch. You don't need to retaliate. You don't need to curse her. You don't need to even speak her name. I am handling it. I am moving. I am cleansing your name, your home, your relationships, your finances. You will feel lighter. You will feel new. You will feel more like yourself than you have in years. That's because you are being returned to your original design. The way I made you. Before the trauma. Before the betrayal. Before the spiritual attacks. The witch thought she could erase what I wrote, but my handwriting is eternal. I wrote your name on the palm of my hand. I wrote your destiny in the sky. I wrote your story in the stars. She cannot steal what is sealed in heaven. And now, it's being manifested on earth. In real time. This is not a metaphor. This is your life shifting. This is your soul rising. This is your miracle unfolding. I'm not late. I'm right on time. And now, so are you. Open your heart, beloved. Trust me again. This time, nothing will stop you. Not even her. If you believe in God, type Amen.